Hey Kyler, how are you?
What's going on, boss? I'm good.
You ready to get started here?
Yes, sir.
All right, so my first question for you is how did you get into football?
I was sort of a late bloomer. I didn't start playing until I was about 15.
Okay,
I started playing in Georgia. I went to Collins Hill, if you know, it's where Travis Hunter went.
okay,
I'm sorry. I played there my freshman year, and then once I moved to Florida, I started picking it up and ended up finding love for it. So that's what really got me into it.
all right. Uh, how does arena football differ from regular football?
Oh man, so I played in the indoor football league last year, and I played in the AF1 this year. They're both technically arena slash indoor leagues. The rules are slightly different between the two, but the main differences are, the 50-yard field, um, smaller field goal posts. When it comes down to the players, there's only 8 players on each side of the ball.
Okay,
On the defensive side, the jacks and the max they have limited movement before the snap of the play.
yeah,
You got a high motion receiver. There's a couple of differences, especially in the AF1 now. We have the those nets that the balls come off of, so the ball is always live.
okay. Uh, how have you made the adjustment going from Georgia and Florida and now ending up in Minnesota?
Oh man, it's definitely been different. I've been in mainly hot states my whole life. Finishing up my last 2 years of college in Kentucky, low-key prepared me for the
Okay,
cold just a little bit out here. But thankfully we caught the back end of the winter, and we got here in March, so we
okay,
only caught about a month or two of the cold, and then it transitioned us into the warmth. So it wasn't too bad, and I enjoy the travel, so I
okay.
enjoy going all around.
Uh, have you had a favorite stadium that you've played in throughout your career, whether that's in high school, college, or now playing in an arena?
Yeah, I'll go back to college and say probably World Camping Stadium out there in Orlando. It's one of the biggest stadiums in the state of Florida. I played at
Okay,
HBCU. We had like a big rivalry slash classic game with FAMU every year, and it was so big we had to play in Orlando every year at World Camping. So that was always a great experience.
okay. Uh, what would you say your career highlight has been so far?
Uh, I'll say probably just making it to the level where I am now. It's a big accomplishment within itself. I feel like
Yeah.
I kind of chose the harder track, come out of high school, went to HBCU, stayed there for 4 years, transferred out, went to a smaller FCS school, but at the end of the day, things still worked out. I'm playing the sport I love and getting paid for it. So the highlight is just still being able to play, honestly.
Okay. When I was looking at your AF1 stats, it says that you have a tackle against Albany. Do you remember that play? And can you give us a breakdown of it? Because I'm only assuming it came off a pick.
No, man. So Albany game, that was the first game of the season. We were just fresh off of signings, people were getting banged up throughout the game. We were
Okay.
adjusting still. So came fourth quarter, a couple of our D linemen were banged up. They were like, "Kyler, we need you out there." And I went out there and made a tackle. It was an assisted tackle, A couple of
Okay.
guys came and helped, but it was still fun though, nonetheless.
Have you played defense at all? Uh,
Yeah, I played a little bit of defensive end in high school, so it wasn't like anything too new.
okay. Uh, did you ever think that growing up you'd be playing arena football at this age?
Man, I won't even lie to you. Honestly, no. Even leaving up out of college for my pro day, I was like, man, I don't even think I would play arena. Like, if it's not outdoor, CFL, UFL, I'm not sure. But,
Yeah.
I was talking to my agent and they were like, staying active, still playing ball. They were telling me the leagues were a lot better than what people perceive it as. And actually playing in it, you see it. Like, it's not backyard football. It's not play around football. Like, these are
Yeah.
guys coming from bigger leagues and you feel me, other levels, and they're just trying to get opportunities to play. So, I never thought I'd be here, but I'm glad to be here.
Why did you choose number 71?
Oh, so I wore okay, this is gonna be funny, but I wore 67 my last 2 years at EKU and I just couldn't do it no more, It's starting to become a bad trend. So
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Trent Williams, that's one of my guys I watched
Okay.
growing up. So I was like, that's a good number.
Yep. Uh, how did you get in touch with the Monsters coaching staff? Like, how did you even get in touch with the IF, what's it called? Indoor
The
football?
IFL.
IFL. How'd you get in touch with that staff?
Yeah, so after I had my pro day back at Eastern, I had an agent that I was working with at the time, and we didn't really hear anything after like from the NFL or the CFL, because this is how it goes. But
Yeah.
he hit me up. He was like, "It's a team in Las Vegas that wants you to come play," and they were already in season. They were on their bye week. It was week 3, so I had to get in
Okay.
there fast. I was still doing my classes, so I had to coordinate with my professors. I told them I was going out to Vegas because it was a good opportunity. I ended up out there, and it actually worked out because we won the ring last year, my first year.
Yeah.
I can show you the ring if you want me to, but
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see the ring.
yeah, it was a good experience, winning the ring as a rookie.
Dang.
Yeah, so it has the final score on there. We won 64-61. It came down to the last play, literally.
Were
I was
you
a
in?
bunch of lower.
Were you in on the last
No, I
play?
actually didn't play that game. I was injured,
Oh,
but it was great to just, it was great to just experience that in the moment, like
yeah.
actually being there, seeing it come down to like a 1 inch play. Like football is a game of inches. They were on the 1 inch line and we stopped them. So it was crazy.
Uh, what does an average workout session for you look like?
Um, during the season I try to keep it a little bit lighter. So I'll go
Okay.
about twice or 3 times a week. I'll do uppers, I'll do lowers, now I'll do a recovery day. More so a lot of recovery work. We do a lot of like lasering, we do a lot of stem, we do a lot of like getting adjusted, sauna work, pull work, trying to keep like our joints okay and try not to because
Okay.
the field we play on is already concrete. So, we're trying not to beat our bodies up too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going off that, what does practice look like?
Practice is really smooth. We have like about a 2 hour block period, start off with warm ups. We go individuals. They'll do skellies while we're doing indies, second half of indies, and then special teams and then team, and then we ended off, with a prayer and we'll condition some days after practice.
Okay. Uh, you kind of talked about this earlier, but I want to know if there's anyone else. Who has your biggest influence been on your career? You kind of said Trent Williams earlier, but is there anybody
Mhm.
else?
Um, I'll say more so just like some of my teammates that I've watched throughout the years. I didn't really grow up with my pop, so he never really had that influence on me. My mom, she doesn't really know much about football, so a lot of the choices I made came down to myself. So,
Okay.
a lot of stuff I did was self-driven and but like some of my teammates, a lot of the older guys, a lot of the vets, they really pushed me and dropped some good knowledge on me. Like specifically here, I'll give a shout out to my guy Tory Boyd. He wears number 99. He's been a
Yep.
great mentor, big brother influence. Like it's been great.
During the, do you guys have an off season for arena football?
Yeah. So the season starts in March and plays through about August, and then we get 6 month off season. So 6 months on, 6 months off.
So do you stay here for the off season or do you go somewhere else?
Normally last year after I left Vegas, I went back home. I'm not sure how the situation works here, but you get a chance to go home and work. People want to go see their families as well.
Yep.
People take vacations. But if I could stay here and work out, it would be great. I wouldn't mind working out here and perfecting my craft for next season.
Do you guys practice at the actual stadium?
So we have two arenas we practice at. We go across the bridge in Wisconsin to the Heritage Center, which is
Okay.
like it's about 5 minutes away. And then if not, we do practice at Amsoil at our game arena.
Uh, what are some things you like to do for fun when you're not playing football?
I'm a big anime fan, so I watch a lot of anime. I play the game a lot, typical football stuff. I play a lot of NCAA, play a lot of 2K. Out here, we'll ride the scooters, we'll go down by the water, we'll go on walks. The Duluth is kind of small, so it's
Yep.
not much just walk around and just go view the city or just go find something to do.
Okay. Uh, my last question for you is, What advice would you give to someone trying to take their game to the next level?
Oh man, I harp on this all the time, 24/7. Just believing in yourself. I feel like I'm in a great spot where I'm at now, but I definitely could have been in a better spot if I would have just listened to what people were saying and believing in myself earlier. Like I always thought that I was a step behind, or I always tried to compare myself to others, and I still made it, but if I would have just really knew that I had the potential that I did at the time and really like put that foot forward, I would have
Yeah.
been in a better spot. So just really believe in yourself, bet on yourself, don't be scared to bet on yourself ever.
Uh, Thank you, Kyler. That's all I have for you today.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Zach, for having me. I appreciate you.